an IT person, an IT leader should really look at, well, what do I have in my quiver? Which platforms do I have today? And as I mentioned before, the majority of platforms are meant for processing and I'll say data retention in general. That's a generalized statement, but it's generally true. What they're not meant to do, or what they weren't optimized to do or architected to do, is provide a flexible user experience to flexibly interact with other internal and external platforms, to disseminate data, to integrate data, to consolidate data in a way that in a no code or very low code environment, I can change the user experience based on what the business, as the business adapts and what the business needs over time. Internal platforms just aren't designed or optimized to do that. And so when one looks at the buy versus build question, so the business says, I need a better user experience. Wonderful. I can now change the plethora of internal platforms that I have to make them good at flexible user experience. By the way, I now have to go to my external partners to tell and ask or tell them to do exactly the same things. Now I need to build an interface that brings all of this together and really combines the user experience, the user interface, an aspect of workflow management, and an aspect of data delivery. One could say a little bit of AI to predict which user's data will need to be delivered to whom and when. I can build all of that, or I can focus my attention, the build component of where I invest my money. I can focus my attention on the enhancing my internal platforms to, additionally satisfy other business objectives and needs. I can focus my internal attention on satisfying my non-discretionary tech spend, security, compliance, et cetera. There's scale, optimization, et cetera. I can spend my money there and perhaps buy what I like to say is, and I mean this not in a joking way, write a check to solve a problem. Because an IT leader has a million problems that they're dealing with at any point in time. And sometimes it's best to just write a check, spend some money, buy a solution out of the box. Because when you buy a solution, it's essentially a ready-made solution. What you get is a solution that works, a solution that integrates for you, a solution that very quickly solves the vast majority of the problems that you're being asked to solve. And you're also not creating more tech debt for yourself because you're not building it. Someone else owns the code. And you're also not creating another maintenance nightmare, because the more code you build and write, the more code you have to support, which means people and money. And so you're spread even more thin. And in a time when there's economic uncertainty and you're being asked to do less with more, when you can write a check to solve a significant problem to quickly drive forward one of the core business objectives, in this case, CXM or user experience management, then what you've done is you're essentially a hero because you can focus on the stuff that you have to do, and you can write a check to solve the things that will drive huge benefit for the business, and you've not actually increased your tech debt because, frankly, someone else owns it, and someone else owns the ongoing maintenance. And in that way, you do more with less. And that's really, I think, going to be critical on the point of, in times like this in 2023, how do you just solve more with less? And I think by buying a platform, buying a solution that solves this core business problem, it allows you to focus fewer resources on things you actually have to focus on. The more code I write, the more code becomes stale, the more security implications there are, the more compliance implications there are. And so the more I expand my legacy platform systems to do things they weren't originally designed to do, in something that frankly is not that simple to provide flexible CXM, customer experience management, you're almost going down an unnatural path. It just wasn't designed to do that. Can you do it? Probably, with a fair amount of money, a lot of time, and all the while incurring additional expense and technical debt. That's you're expanding your problem in a sense. And in a time when resources are limited, probably not the best use of your resources.